Folks, I fear that we are actually about to take real, concrete military action against Mexico. I have a story that we're going to go over here in just a moment about how a Mexican governor, like of a Mexican state, a Mexican province, not like a U.S. Mexican governor. Anyway, TLDR, we have indicted a Mexican governor and several other high officials in the Mexican government, and Mexico is denying to extradite them to the U.S., obviously. Now, where have we seen this before? Oh, that's right, Venezuela. When we indicted Maduro and then we used that as justification, his ties to the cartel or whatever, as justification to invade Venezuela and abduct Nicolas Maduro, the head of state, the president of a sovereign nation. And now we've turned that nation into a de facto puppet state of the United States. And look at the fishing boats that we are lasering because we've deemed them narco-terrorist. Like, we've already given ourselves that legal loophole for military action, and that was the designation of like cartels and Mexican gangs as terrorist organizations, which, by our weird, messed up system of laws, that gives us the pretty much full authority to just bomb and kill people and even invade countries. And what's even more terrifying is that Trump has already threatened several times to basically invade Mexico. Anyways, from the BBC, U.S. charges Mexican governor and other leaders with aiding drug cartel. U.S. prosecutors have accused the sitting governor of Mexico's Sinaloa state, Rubén Rocha Moya, of conspiring with cartel drug traffickers. Rocha Moya, who hails from the party of Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, is charged alongside 9 other current and former Mexican government officials. In response, the Mexican government released a statement saying the U.S. documents requesting the group's arrest and potential extradition lacked sufficient evidence. It's amazing how many people we just call like cartel or gang members, and then we just don't elaborate or provide like any concrete evidence, not only publicly, but not even in private on back channels to the Mexican government. That's just insane. There have been allegations against Rocha Moya, who is governor of a state where the powerful Sinaloa Cartel is based. The organization is embroiled in a violent conflict between two factions. He categorically denied any wrongdoing. The indictment released in New York on Wednesday claims the elected leaders conspired with leaders of the Sinaloa Cartel to import massive quantities of narcotics into the United States in exchange for political support and bribes. Rocha Moya is accused of having ties to the notorious Sinaloa Cartel and has been indicted over allegedly abusing his position as governor to protect one faction of the cartel known as Los Chapitos. The indictment also included 9 other current and former Mexican officials, including a high-ranking policeman, a senator, and a mayor. It's crazy that we can just decide to charge the leaders of other countries, like using our laws, and even in some cases just going and abducting them and then trying them, not in like an international court, but in a U.S. court. Like our hubris and this American exceptionalism and like this world police, like the fact that we feel like we can do whatever we want, ignore international law on a daily basis, this needs to end. It is ridiculous. Like, imagine if Russia was like, you know what? Marco Rubio he's a notorious drug trafficker who is trafficking drugs and even weapons to Ukraine. So we're just going to fly in and take him. That's insane, right? Like, just even suggesting that. It's like, you want to go to war, bitch? Like, come on. Anyways, however, the Mexican Foreign Ministry said the documents received from the U.S. Embassy lacked the necessary evidence, or, as the statement put, do not include the elements of proof. Yeah, you don't have the necessary evidence, or as some people would say, you do not have the elements of proof. I love that. Against those whose arrest and eventual extradition was being requested. Mexican authorities later announced their own investigation to determine if the accusation made by U.S. authorities has legal grounds. Attorney General spokesperson Ulises Lara said in a video posted to social media. The U.S. indictment against a sitting governor of Mexico, one from a ruling party, is very rare in the bilateral relationship and represents a significant headache for President Sheinbaum. I think this is going to be more than a headache for Sheinbaum. Like, this is like, we're going to drone strike and potentially invade your country to arrest some of these officials if you don't voluntarily hand them over. Even if they do find that they are linked to the cartel or whatever, you still shouldn't hand them over. What are we, the world police? I know we like to think that, but we're not. They can do their own trials and prosecute them with their own laws. What are we, like, this is so insane. Mexico is a sovereign territory. We can't just be like, oh yeah, a bunch of your top officials, they are terrorists and we need you to extradite them to us right now. Who the hell do you think you are? Like, oh, God. The indictment is the latest step in an aggressive strategy by the Trump administration to clamp down on drug cartels and official corruption in Mexico. I kind of want to say, how about you worry about the corruption here? But like, when they do, it's normally just targeting, like, it's either making shit up to cut social programs or making shit up to go after Democrats, while they do like the highest levels of corruption with Trump and his inner circle. But anyways, the cartels and the border. Let me tell you something funny. Maybe not so funny, but we could end the war on drugs tomorrow by decriminalizing all drugs and legalizing others. Also, where do you think the cartels got majority of their weaponry and guns? I wonder where. Where do they get all these munitions? Oh, it's from us. Like, the U.S. is the biggest lifeline and beneficiary to the cartels, and without our insane backwards policies, they wouldn't exist in the capacity that they exist today. In fact, you could argue that they wouldn't even exist at all. You can't nuke every single problem that you have. Sometimes you need to actually invest at home by decriminalizing drugs, addressing poverty and the root issues of poverty. Address what leads people to, what I would argue, and what studies would probably show, what pushes majority of people to drug use in these narcotics is poverty and the feeling that they just need to escape reality. All right. How about we start with, I don't know, the very basics here, like giving people healthcare, a universal healthcare system, a livable minimum wage, free education, just something, better public transportation, better infrastructure. We could have a massive jobs program, but no, we just have this, we have this mindset that like, oh, we can just bomb and every problem and just kill our way out of it. And it just, as decades and decades of evidence has shown, it has just made the problem worse. Anyways, that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.